So shall I sing all the three sing
Yes,
stanzas?
Arjunji. Yes, Arjunji. Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atma Jyotis. We've been under Arjunji learning to chant and contemplate on this Elu Melelu Sadhuve. So let us continue. Arjunji, please.
Yeah. Oh ho 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 oh ho 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 ho. ಏಳು ಮೇಲೆ ಏಳು ಸಾಧುವೆ ಹಾಡು ಚಾಗಿಯ ಹಾಡನು ಹಾಡಿನಿಂದೆಚ್ಚರಿಸು ಮಲಗಿಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ತಾಯಿ ನಾಡನು ದೂರದಡವಿಯೊಳ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಲೌಕಿಕ ವಿಷಯ ವಾಸನೆ ಮುಟ್ಟದೋ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿರಿಗುಹ ಕಂದರದ ಬಳಿ ಜಗದ ಗಲಿಬಿಲಿ ತಟ್ಟದೋ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮವು ಸುಳಿಯದೋ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವವು ತಿಳಿಯದೋ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಕಾಂಚನವೆಂಬುವಾಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ಜನಿಸುವ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮವು ಪಡೆದು ನಲಿಯುವ ನಿಚ್ಚವಾಗಿಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ನನ್ನಿ ಅರಿವಾನಂದ ವಾಹಿನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತತ ಹರಿವುದೋ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡೆ ಬಿಡದಿರದ ತೃಪ್ತಿಯು ಝರೆ ನಿರಂತರ ಸುರಿಯುವುದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿದ ಹಾಡನೊಲಿಯೈ ವೀರ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿದ ಹಾಡನೊಲಿಯೈ ವೀರ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್ ಓಂ ಬೆಳೆಯ ಕೊಯ್ವನು ಬಿತ್ತಿದಾತನು ಪಾಪಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ವೃಕ್ಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಜ ಕಾರಣ ಪುಣ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಮೈ ಮಡೆದಾತ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿನ ಬಲೆಯು ತಪ್ಪದೆ ಹೊರುವುದೋ ಕಟ್ಟು ಮೀರಿ ನಾವನಿರುವುದು ಕಟ್ಟನೆ ಹೆರುವುದೋ ಎಂದು ಪಂಡಿತರೆಂಬರು ಮೇಲ್ತತ್ವದರ್ಶಿಗಳೆಂಬರು ಆಡೋದೇನಂತಾತ್ಮವೆಂಬುದು ನಾಮರೂಪ ತೀತವು ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಬಂಧುಗಳಿಲ್ಲದಾತ್ಮವು ಸರ್ವ ನಿಯಮಾತೀತವು ತತ್ವಮಸಿ ಎಂದರಿತು ಸಾಧುವೆ ಹಾಡು ಚಾಗಿಯ ಹಾಡನು ಹಾಡಿನಿಂದೆಚ್ಚರಿಸು ಮಲಗಿಹ ನಮ್ಮಯಿ ತಾಯ್ನಾಡನು ಸಾರು ಸಿದ್ಧನೆ ವಿಶ್ವವರಿಯಲಿ ಹಾಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಸಾರು ಸಿದ್ಧನೆ ವಿಶ್ವವರಿಯಲಿ ಹಾಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್ ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಸರ್ವರಿಗಿರಲಿ ಎಂದೊರೆ ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಗಳಾಳಿಗೆ ಹಿಂಸೆಯಾಗದೆ ಇರಲಿ ಎಂದೆಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೊಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಳುಗೆ ಬಾಣೊಳಾಡುವ ನೆಲದಳೋಡುವ ಸರ್ವರಾತ್ಮನು ನಾನಹೇ ನಾಲ್ಕು ನರಕಗಳಾಸೆ ಭಯಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮನದಿಂದೂಡುವೆ ದೇಹ ಬಾಳಲಿ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ನದಿಯಲಿ ತೇಲರಿ ಕೆಲರು ಹಾರಗಳಿಂದ ಸಿಂಗರಿಸದನು ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ಬಾಗಲಿ ಕೆಲರು ಕಾಲಿಂದೊದೆದು ನೂಕಲಿ ಹುಡಿಯೊಳಗೋಗಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಿರಲಾರು ಹೊಗಳುವರಾರು ಹೊಗಳಿಸಿ ಕೊಂಬರೋ ನಿಂದಿಪರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲು ಯಾರು ನಿಂದೆಯ ನೊಂಬರೋ ಪಾಶಗಳ ಕಡಿ ಬಿಸಿಡು ಕಿತ್ತಡಿ ಹಾಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಪಾಶಗಳ ಕಡಿ ಬಿಸಿಡು ಕಿತ್ತಡಿ ಹಾಡು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ನಾವು ಮನನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ
ಹೌದಾ, ಇದು ಹೋಗಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮಿನಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಚನ ದಾಸೆ ನೆಲೆಯಾಗಿರುವುದೋ, ಸತ್ಯವೆಂಬುದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಳಿಯುವುದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮವು ಇರುವುದೋ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಕ್ತಿಯು ನಾಚಿ ತೋರದು ತೋರದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಳಿಯುವುದು ಭೋಗವು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರೆಯದು ಮಾಯೆ ಬಾಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹುದು ಭವರೋಗವು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲಸದು ಚಾಗವು, ದಿಟವಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರದು ಯೋಗವು, ಗಗನವೇ ಮನೆ ಹಸಿರು ಹಾಸಿಗೆ, ಮನೆಯು ಸಾಲ್ವುದೆ ಚಾಗಿಗೆ, ಹಸಿಯೋ ಬಿಸಿಯೋ ಹಸಿಯೋ ಬಿಸಿಯೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೋರಿಸಿರ, ಹಸಿಯೋ ಬಿಸಿಯೋ ಬಿದಿರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆರವನ್ನದು ಯೋಗಿಗೆ, ಏನು ತಿಂದರೆ ಏನು ಕುಡಿದರೆ ಏನು ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊರತೆಯೇ, ಸರ್ವ ಪಾಪವ ತಿಂದು ತೇಗುವ ಗಂಗೆಗೇನ್ ಕೊಳೆ ಕೊರತೆಯೇ, ನೀನು ಮಿಂಚೈ ನೀನು ಸಿಡಿಲೈ ಮೊಳಗು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ, ನೀನು ಮಿಂಚೈ ನೀನು ಸಿಡಿಲೈ ಮೊಳಗು ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್.
Very nice. So again, let's all contemplate. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮಿನಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಚನ ದಾಸೆ ನೆಲೆಯಾಗಿರುವುದು, ಸತ್ಯವೆಂಬುದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಳಿಯದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮವು ಇರುವುದು. Just today our Shubhaji was discussing how in her daughter's college she sees some people cheating and getting higher marks, and the daughter asks the question, is it fair, how come they're getting more? However, she feels proud that she herself is just putting her effort and getting whatever marks she's getting. And Vivekananda ji is essentially calling out the same thing. Elli Kamini, Kanchana. Kamini Kanchana. The hennu and vannu are the attraction to the other gender and the money. So in other words, when the mind is focused on getting something from the world, that I have to get something. Elli Kamini, Elli Kanchana Dasi Nelayagiruvudu. I want to get something. Kamini Kanchana is just an example. So wanting recognition, wanting money, wanting whatever that I want. Why do I want? Because somewhere I feel a lack. So wherever there is a lack, and as long as the mind is focused on that, satyavembudalli suliyadu, such a mind cannot recognize the truth. Why? Because the mind is so focused. Alli muktiyu nachi toradu. So mukti is essentially freedom, liberation. So freedom or liberation nachi toradu, it shies away. So in other words, Vivekananda ji is calling our attention to the very nature of the mind. Going back to the talk that Prabhuji has shared with us, healing the mind, when it is focused on wanting something from the world. So your fullness is split into multiple things and you're running behind something. So when you're running behind something, the completeness will not appear, will not be recognized. Yelli sulivudo bogavu. So the mind is focused on the boga. Boga means consumption, the pleasure that comes out of the consumption. So the pleasure that comes out of the consumption is what the mind is constantly seeking. We all know one mango, nice. Then after some time, again it triggers, I want one more mango. So like the pravritti. So seeking something continuously, it is never ending. Alli tereyadu maye bagila nallihudu bhavarogavu. So the world of Maya doesn't open up to the truth. So you will be bound to the Maya. The cycle of desire, action to fulfill the desire, the fruit of the desire. And what is the fruit of the desire? Sometimes whatever that I am seeking, sometimes I may not get what I am seeking. When I don't get, I have anxiety, I have fear of failure, I have tension, I have worry, I have stress, I feel sad, I feel angry. All these are the bhava roga, the roga coming from the world. So why are all of this has come? Just because I'm seeking something from the world. I want something, I want to be fulfilled by something that I'm going to get from the world. So that is the surefire means of getting into diseases. Both the physical manifestation of the disease as well as the subtler aspect of the disease. The subtler aspect of the disease is the one that manifests in the body as a physical disease. Cancer is not a disease that occurs because some external germ has come into the body. It has happened over a period of time because of the nature of the thought process. So whatever we call as psychosomatic diseases, all these are essentially diseases that manifest over a period of time. Psyche, mind, somata, body. Over a period of time, they manifest. Heart attack, blood pressure, sugar, cancer, menstruation problems, so many problems that we call as diseases. If you look at it through accident or through germs, it's very few diseases like that. But most of the diseases in the world are psychosomatic, which in other words is nothing but something that I have caused by my own thought patterns. By my own thought patterns, I have caused. So when Prabhuji says, heal the mind, he's giving us a healing capacity that is within you. And how? Elli nelesado chagavu, ditavalli seradu yogavu. When the mind is so focused, deposited on the world, chaga, the satya, the sanatana, is not going to reside. The mind is constantly agitated. Ditavalli seradu yogavu. So the union that I am separate from the world, I'm separate from somebody, is the cause of all the anxiety. So such a disease will not go away. That is the fundamental disease, that I am separate from you. I am separate from the world. I am separate from the existence. Is the fundamental root of all the diseases. So therefore, the disease is being called out here. And what is the root cause of the disease? Because of my own Kamini Kanchana Dase. Then Vivekananda ji is saying, are you seeking the right thing? What is that thing that you're seeking? You're seeking something very limited. because your very nature is unlimited. Gaganave mane. So the sky is the home. So we are seeking a small home, but your nature is Gagana, means it is infinite. Hasure hasige. This entire Hasuru means, it is the forest in this whole world. Hasure hasige. You are in everything. Maneyu salvude chagige. Can truth really be contained in a small thing? Can truth be really contained in a small thing like a house? Realize that you are that unlimited. You are that infinite. Hasiyo bisiyo. So we want always the right thing to eat. But what is that? So here the word bidiyu. Any idea, Arjunji, what does bidiyu means? Or anyone knows bidiyu?
ಬಿದಿಯು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದ?
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ. ಹಸಿಯೋ ಬಿಸಿಯೋ ಬಿದಿಯು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಯೋಗಿಗೆ. ಬಿದಿಯು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಆಹಾರನವು ಯೋಗಿಯೇ.
Bidiyu, it can also be vidhi. Vidiyu kotta.
I think, yeah. Excellent. Correct. So vidhi means nothing but your karma. Your karma is the one which brings the food, whatever that you are having right in front of you right now. So the food that we consume through our five senses. So what is that situation that is in front of me at this point of time? It is nothing but whatever the seeds that I've sown in the past, that is the one which is bearing the fruit at this moment as the situation in front of me. And it is a situation that I consume through my five senses. That is the true ahara. We think of ahara as something that I'm eating, but ahara is whatever I'm consuming through the five senses. Out of that, one happens to be through the sense of taste. That is what we call as the food that we eat. But how this has manifested, right now, whatever that is manifested in front of me, how it has come about, because of whatever I have done in the past. So, and that I have to learn to accept as a offering from the existence to this body. But to you, the real you, do you have hunger? Do you have thirst? Do you need a particular place? ಏನು ತಿಂದರೆ ಏನು ಕುಡಿದರೇನು ಆತ್ಮಗೆ ಕೊರತೆಯೇ? Do you have any lack? Who is drinking? Who is eating? Ask that question. Who is the one who needs anything to be eaten, anything to be drunk? Do you have a lack? You don't have a lack. The body needs. And what does the body get? Depending upon vidhi, depending upon whatever that was done in the past. The past gives rise to the future. Sarva papava tindu teguva gangegem kole koreteye. So the Ganga Nadi, we call it as Sarva Papa Nivarani. But what is the true Ganga that Vivekananda ji is calling about here? Gnana Ganga. Sarva Papava Tindu Teguva. So that I am a limited being, that I have done wrong actions, that I am a papi. All of that comes only when I attribute myself, limit myself as a body and the mind. So realize your true nature. Then Tindu Teguva Gange Game Kole Korete. So when it is unlimited, when you are unlimited, why are you attributing all these things that are coming because of the limitations of the body and the mind? So the papa and all this wrongs and the rights of the world is because you are calling yourself as this limited. Neenu minchai, neenu sidilai. He is inspiring us to truly wake up to your true nature. Your true nature is not limited at all. You have that infinite capacity. Like Sri Krishna says in the Gita Dhyanam, Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim, yat krupa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. This truth liberates you. And when you take a step to work in accordance to the truth, things happen through you that you yourself will be wondering how it is happening. Whatever that is happening in the light of the self is a testimony to this statement by Vivekananda ji. It is not that any one particular person is superhuman. When you look at now, the Jnana Jyoti program is happening. All of you must be watching, including our Sarananji. So many Jnana Jyotis are giving the talk. And each of the talk, when you listen to it, so profound, so deep, so moving. And each of their life, when you listen to them, each of them is saying, so nice. And through them now, thousands and thousands of people are reaching. This message is reaching to them. How the Jnana Jyoti talks, in the, you all may be aware, it's all in the AVSC study circle, in this AVSC study circle channel. Just take a look at the number of views that is happening. So each of the talks are reaching out to some 400, 700, some talks have reached 1,000 people. So this is amazing. This is amazing how it is happening. So it is all happening because each one of you in the Jnana Jyoti program have contributed selflessly. You simply have trusted your own inner voice and you have just offered whatever that was through you at that moment. And that simple selfless offering has reached now the hearts. When there is no doubt, have no doubt that you are that. And you offer. You don't have to think whether it is super, whether it is better. Whatever you offer will reach when it is from the heart. Vivekananda ji stood in that Chicago convention. The story goes that he was the last speaker. So many had spoken before him. He had not even prepared. He was the first, wearing a kind of a strange dress. He didn't know. He had not prepared what to say. So he just bowed down to his master, and the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "My dear brothers and sisters." And it is said that there was almost a half a minute of clapping. Simple 2 words, "My dear brothers and sisters." Later someone asked him, "How come, so many others spoke before you and they spoke so eloquently? All you said was very simple, 'My brothers and sisters.' How come everybody was clapping for you?" And of course, he spoke nicely after that. How come that simple 2 words? He said, "I meant each and every one of that word that I said. When I said, 'My dear brothers and sisters,' I really meant it. And I could mean it because in my mind, I truly don't see a difference." So when you speak the truth, and when it is your inner conviction, then whatever that comes out, minchu sidillavu doesn't mean, how you speak. It is not the elocution. It is not the choice of the words. It is a feeling with which whatever you are speaking that is being spoken. So have no doubt. and take this message. Om Tat Sat Om.
Vijayji,
Yes, Arjunji.
uh, I was just reflecting on my own life when you are sharing this.
Yeah.
I was greatly inspired by Vipassana. Vipassana not just as meditation,
Yeah.
but the whole process of Vipassana.
Yeah.
Where we all enter as a bhikshuk into Vipassana. That means everything what we possess is given to their coordinators and all. Everything, mobile, by what I am just bare with my dress, some 2 dresses, that's it. And throughout the 10 days, we are not supposed to speak and speak the truth. But what I got as an essence when I attended was most of the thing was, in the end, you can give whatever you want as a dakshina. And some people give few rupees, some people give thousands of rupees and all. What inspired me was the true nature of sannyasi. This whole poem, was lived over there, in my opinion. I don't know. I think you might also gone through Vipassana.
I have not yet been Arjunji.
Okay. So what happens in Vipassana is nobody gives money there when they enter. They give all the position what they have got to the coordinators. You are actually not supposed to carry anything inside. Then afterwards, the beauty is finally there's there are 2 things. One is being a bhikshuk and being in nothingness state. Egolessness and nothingness. That's the key factor. Then afterwards, in the end, then you are given back your purse and all. Then they say, if whatever you would feel like contributing, and contribute. Till date, there's nothing called in Vipassana that they could not manage it. Worldwide, they manage it only by this. My learning was, can I make this as a profession? And in my profession was, can I adapt it, not make it as a profession? And I started adapting. Nearly 1,500 people I contribute. I have done my leadership program as a workshop. And I give a commitment to them that any point of time you feel that my program has not made difference to you or not added value to you, I'll pay back the money whenever you ask me. Even when not, no, whenever you ask me. And first it was very scary, but I declared that. I said, I'm going to leave that. Till date, only 3 people have taken back the money, and the last person was in 2012 out of 1,500 people. And second thing is, even in corporates, when I tell them that you pay me a retainer fee, but you can also pay me a success fee if you feel that it has supported and given you value at your discretion. And I told my lawyer and company secretary to make a contract in such a way that if anybody puts a case, they should win and I should not win. The reason is they should feel the value, and this is the learning. And when we do something like this, and my whole dedication is for Vipassana, the way it's taught me on how to. That's why if you really see that you said worry comes when we are seeking something or we want something. When you want to give something to others, there's no worry. Worry is only when I want something from someone. That's the worry. So, and what an amazing, like that day also, and for me, this whole experience is amazing. That day, Prabhuji also was telling that you need courage and guts to declare in this world what is, and real guts you need to do that. And I feel that this whole journey gives us the guts, courage, and strength to face the realities of the world. And they say, like when the roads are full of potholes and road humps and bumpy, the only thing you can do is to enhance the capability of your shock absorber. And this is the greatest enhancement of capability of shock absorber in a very righteous manner, this whole journey. That's what I felt, from Vijay.
Very nice. Very nice.
And that's where he says, Neenu minchai, Neenu sidilai, Olagu sannyasi. Without this path, how can we get that strength within?
Correct.
And that is the way he says, Neenu minchai, Neenu minchai, Neenu sidilai, Olagu sanya. And what kind of a strength it is there in that whole statement.
Yeah.
And that's what we gives us an egoless power in the whole process.
You put it very nicely. The egoless power. Because you are not a Vyakti. You are that Shakti.
Yeah.
When you think of yourself as a Vyakti, as a person, then all the limitations of the person and the individuality come. But when you realize you are that Shakti, it simply flows and does what is necessary.
Absolutely.
Shubhaji, anything to add?
We have to activate our inner strength, is what Ninnu Minchai, Ninnu Sidilai, I understood that way.
And how do you activate?
If I have to connect Aparoksha Anubhuti, it's the illusion of separation.
Correct.
There is no duality.
Correct. But you made a point about I need to activate. So my question is, how do you activate? How does anyone activate their inner strength? How can anyone activate their inner strength?
Through Shravana, Manana.
That is realizing.
Yeah.
But here activation means what? Here,
probably I meant activating means realizing. Yeah.
Okay. But here, Vivekananda ji is going one step further.
Okay.
See, he is not asking you to just stop at realizing. Neenu minchai, neenu sidulai, molagu sannyasi. Molagu. See, when the thunder strikes, the thunder is not striking, in a small area, in a small sound, and is not worried about, okay, what if, I'm heard by others. It simply blasts, right? So he is calling out the expression of the self. So activation here is Atmano Mokshartham. That is the first step.
Don't hold back, is it?
Don't hold back. Jagaditaya cha, offer. What is that you have to take? What is that you have to hold? There is a beautiful shloka in when you're offering Guru Puja. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsara Saram. So like that it goes. Karpura Gauram. Why do we offer Karpura as the Gaurava to the Guru? What is the significance of the Karpura as a Gaurava to the Guru?
Burning the ego.
Karpura doesn't hold anything at all. When you look at it in a way, anything else that is burning usually leaves at least some soot. But usually Karpura, it kind of completely evaporates. There's nothing that is usually, right? If it is a right Karpura, doesn't leave a trace also. Who's the author of Manduka Upanishad? You and I don't know. But that great being has simply offered and has not held anything back. But most
Sir,
often,
Karpura, ಸೇರಿ ಸರ್ ಏನಂತ? ಕರ್ಪೂರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಪೂರ ಆಫ್
Karpura means camphor.
ಹೌದು.
When you burn camphor, usually it doesn't leave a trace.
Correct.
It completely burns. In the process of burning, it has become light to some and it goes away. No trace at all. Completely burning. When we are offering, many a times we have hesitation. Am I capable? Will I be able to do it? Is it the right thing? Can it happen through me? Oh, Prabhuji is so great. What about me? I may not be able to do. So hundreds of doubts come into our mind, even in the seva. The doubts come naturally before coming into satsanga. But during the, as a sadhaka, when I'm in the satsanga also, when I'm offering a seva also, hundreds of doubts crowd our mind. Oh, they are okay. Yeah, Arjunji sings so nice. How will I take bhajans? No, I cannot. So, like that, there is still a doubt. So, forget the doubt. You just see what is that you want to offer and fullest. Why hold anything back? What is that I want to take back? To where I want to take back? And what will I do with the taking back? When I become a flute, music naturally flows. So as a flute only, I can be the divine instrument. Then naturally the right sounds and the right notes come. What is my hesitation? What am I afraid of? What are you afraid of? What is holding you back? Be that Karpura. Sarananji?
I just want to get that meaning still. Molagu, what you said, like, is it declare or
Molagu. Molagu means, just declare.
Declare.
I mean, it's not to be taken literally in the sense that, you simply keep on...
essence.
But take the essence, serve, offer it. When you realize, why are you holding it? Offer it. Because
and also
the Shakti part comes out only through expression.
Explain.
When you express, when you are involved with that seva, is when you know the power of the self in all its glory.
Yeah, as you said, with Swami Vivekananda's words that he meant every word. I could feel it with every talk I prepared. I had to actually go through a transformation because I could not write, I could not deliver something if I was not doing that. Okay, and that way I was telling Purnimaji that it was as if like every title of the talk was selected for me to go through a transformation. Every talk I felt had a connection. As simple as he said, like, we will talk about festivals, and to me it was like Gita Jayanti, and till this year, I had not followed at all. Though I've been studying for last 3 years, I had not followed. And luckily, that was the time the Gita Jayanti was happening. And I told her, like, you know what, I need 1 more week. And I had to go through it to see what was actually happening, what that meant to me. And then I was prepared to talk. If I didn't mean it, it was very uncomfortable to write it and like go and talk. I felt like there was a big difference between giving a talk in Atma Jnana related thing than people may like general talk they may give, but here if I don't mean it, if I don't see it in practice, you cannot just go and talk. Right? So yeah, it was yeah, very powerful that way. Yes.
Because you are both the Shiva and the Parvati. The Shiva is the consciousness,
Consciousness.
and Parvati is the Shakti. And Shakti has to express.
Mm.
Then only you are able to see and realize the Purnatva.
Even the last talk, I don't know, like it was ideal disciple, and I can talk, but then I said like it has to be for me finally. It's like I cannot go and talk for someone. So it was that way. Like I gave everything and said like yes. So the purpose is for me to be that, and which means like I have to do what it is. So yeah, very true. Yeah, and that was something I learned here. Till before this, I always felt since I'm not a native English speaker. My words are not that powerful, or I don't have that continuous flow like others who talk very polished that way and all. But like just now, as you said, it is not like how you deliver polished way or like choice of words. It's more about what you mean and like how you connect to what you're talking. I think yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I agree. That's yeah, being the truth with every word, with choice of every word, and like
See,
I have to be one with that.
the beauty is the mystery of the universe can never be solved. However, you can enjoy it in 1,000 ways.
Mm-hmm.
When you just take that step, when you just take the step to come and share in the say even in this Manana session, when you just take that step, okay, let me share. You would have seen, how as you're speaking, something miraculous, something opens up within you. It is not necessarily planned. So like that, in every seva activity, you start seeing the glory of the divine in the energy form in such a beautiful way. You couldn't have planned it. There is no way to plan it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And the way it unfolds is like a beautiful song at that moment. So when Arjunji said, that life is a game from the birth to the death, and how, when you ask her, how is your game?
Yes.
What is your answer? It's a nice, wonderful, excellent, and thrilling game. Or is it, oh my God, why am I playing this game? When do you experience the thrill of the game? Is when you are willing to offer. Without any worry, without any tension.
Yes.
No holds.
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's your quirk that makes you important in life. We
Mm.
always think, I want to be like somebody else. No, it is the very quirk that you have. Maybe your head nod. Maybe it's the way you smile. Maybe the way you give the dialogue. Maybe simply the way you dress. Maybe simply how you hold somebody's hand. Whatever it may be, it's your quirk that makes you important in life. It is the salt and the pepper and the sugar. Each one is important to make the dish. And it is that combination that makes the dish, wow, nice, excellent. But if the sugar keeps thinking that I want to be salt, what a wonderful wastage of the existential power.
Yeah.
Vijayji,
Yes.
when you were talking of sugar wanting to be salt,
Yeah.
there's a book called Song of the Bird by Anthony DeMello.
Yes.
Very nicely written book. And in that one story comes where this monkey who is overlooking a lake, sitting on the branch, and it's just looking at the lake, and it gets into contemplation mode by seeing a fish. And it says, I feel so sad for the fish. It's going to die in the water. It'll get drowned in the water. So I need to do something good for the fish. And it takes out the fish and keeps on the rock, and the fish dies. So the moral of the story is, what is life for someone is death for somebody else. And what is music for someone is a noise for somebody else. So when you're saying this, I got connected to that.
Excellent. But you play your game. You play your game to the fullest. All right. Anything more to share on this?
Just once again, the Ninu Minchai and Ninu Sidalai, right?
Sidilai. Minchu is lightning, Sidilu is thunder.
Okay. Okay. You are the one. Okay.
Like that lightning and thunder, you simply offer. They don't hold anything back.
They offer and go. That's it.
You just offer and go. You're here for a blip of a second. In the grand scheme of things, in this form, it's a blip.
Yeah. And like,
and Guruji said it very nicely. When depending upon the way you played the game, when you come into the world, you are crying.
Yeah.
And depending upon how you played the game, at the end, either somebody may cry and say, oh, nice, he was there. Or somebody may not even cry. So it depends upon how you played the game. That's all it is. You came with a cry and you may end with a cry. You may not know that others are crying. I don't know. But the point is, from the viewpoint of the one who's surviving, you can say that, you cry, and at the end, depending upon how you've lived, others may cry for you. That's all that is. All right. Shall we end the contemplation of this stanza? I think there is only one more stanza, and next week we can complete that.
But this discussion, that the power of that song is really coming out so much in these discussions, because I had a limited knowledge about this song. So thank you very much.
That's the beauty of the satsanga. See, none of this is planned, Arjunji. As you sing, as you say, it's like we keep saying, no? You go to a dark room with one light, one candle, you have so much of light. But if there are 5 of us and 5 candles, how bright the room is. So that is satsang. Great. So switching the gears. So shall we go to the Aparoksha Anubhuti question contemplation? Or is there something else that you would like to do? Shubhaji, Sarananji, Arjunji?
Today it's the fourth question, no, sir.
Yes. So
in the meantime, I'm taking on. Hello.
Yeah, Arjunji.
We can carry on. I'll take out something which was so meaningful. I'll just try to get that PPT one slide, and you can give me a screen share if you don't mind. I can give that.
I'll stop the sharing, and it is you can share. It is ready for sharing.
1 minute. ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. I'll just get that slide and then we can share.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so we've been contemplating on the Aparoksha Anubhuti talks. Now we are at the day 2, and we have broken it into series of questions. So in the day 2 talk, currently we've contemplated the first 3 questions. So how the negation helps. I'm not the body, not the mind, not the intellect. How does this negation help? We've contemplated that. Then we've contemplated on what's meant by various words that are pointers to the self, like Niramaya, Nirabhaso, so on and so forth. And in last session, we contemplated on the illusion of the separation. Is there truly a separation? And how does this illusion of separation happen? So we contemplated that. So today, let us take up the 4th question. So there is this shloka that we all chant during our initial prayers. So during our initial prayers, the very first shloka, correct Shubhaji, yeah. Can you say this?
Antarjyotihi bahirjyotihi pratyajyotihi paratparaha jyotireva jyotihi swayam jyotihi atma jyotihi shivosmyaham.
Can you also read out the meaning?
Yeah. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shiva Swarup.
So it's like you are that light, which is the light of the light. So Jyotir Jyotihi, Paranjyoti, Jyotir Jyoti, you are the light of the light. That is what is being said. So how do you arrive at this understanding? What is meant there? Based on the talk and based on your understanding, let's contemplate on this question today. Who would like to begin?
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have seen this before, the discussion that to see anything, we need a light source to illuminate an object, right? And the biggest light source is sun, but then like someone has to see the sun. Someone is able to see the sun. Like our eyes are able to see the sun, which means we the one in us is that the one that is seeing has to be more powerful than the sun to be able to see the sun. Through the eyes, we are we see the sun, and like who is comprehending? The mind is comprehending that, and and then like who is knowing that sun itself, right? So unless unless I see it, like even the sun, it's like I give the power to the sun to be able to see finally. So 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 that is the light, and I have to be the light of that light to be able to, like, I'm to be able to see it. And unless I give the power, then it's nothing is going to be illuminated. So that's the way I had understood. Right? So
Very nice.
right.
Shubhaji, your view?
The first thing that we see as an outside object is the sun, that is the light. Without that light, even if, for example, if it's a gloomy day and the sun is not out, it affects our mood. So what I understood is, even though the object is outside, we need to realize the object that is inside. Prabhuji gives the example of there is tube light, sunlight, moonlight, flashlight, every light outside. But ultimately, you have to realize the light inside you, is what I understood from that.
Correct. And you have to see that object, you have to realize that object. So to realize that object means what? That you have the power of realization, that you have the power of seeing. So that is what we call as the power of the consciousness, or the power of the awareness, right? You have to be aware of that tube light, whatever light.
Yeah.
And that power is the one which illuminates everything else.
Yes.
And you
Actually, I want to add it sorry, in a different. I didn't. I want to answer it in another way.
Yeah.
Like, to illuminate any object, you need a light source.
Yeah.
But the I in me doesn't require anyone to tell that I exist. So there is no there is no other light sources needed to illuminate me, my consciousness. So that way, like, I am the Swayam Jyoti. I'm self-illuminating. The consciousness in me is self-illuminating. It doesn't require an external source to tell.
Correct.
But
yeah.
But even when we need, only when we realize it will happen, right? Even when external sources tell us, the realization has to happen inside, right, sir?
So this one we should, even if someone is not in Vedanta, I think we can ask this question. Okay, do you exist? And like the answer is going to be yes. And like, do you need someone to tell you that you exist?
No, I don't.
Which means like you are able to self-illuminate yourself. That
yes.
Right. So that's how I see that. That means that is the most powerful one, which doesn't require the one that doesn't require another light. Right. It has only the most powerful light cannot require another light to illuminate.
However, before the right jnana, do you exist? The one may answer, it's still a feeling that I'm a body and the mind. Oh, as a body, I exist. Oh, as a mind, I exist. And I don't need anybody to tell me that I exist. So therefore, the true jnana may not have arisen based on that question alone. That is why systematically Vedanta takes us, right? So first it begins by negation. So Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla is the beginning step. Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. Then the assertion. I am Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham.
No, the 3-stage question also helps. Yeah.
What is that?
Like, can you see the body? I can see my hand. I can see the body. So,
So which means you're taking them through the process of now Jnana,
yeah.
right? So therefore, it is self-evident. It is
Yes.
self-evident in everybody's experience.
Yes.
However, the self-evident phenomena is being wrongly connected with changing versus realizing you are that unchanging, which is the only confusion that needs to be resolved. So the whole spiritual journey is all about resolving this confusion. And when the confusion drops, then one just simply shines. So Shubhaji, does that clarify?
I'm a little confused, sir. So
Okay.
is it the journey from the small I to the big I? Can I say that way?
Okay, so are you referring to this particular question, how you are the light of the light?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we say, okay, I think you can take over, sir. I'm totally confused now. Okay.
Sure. Okay, let's look at it through the the picture that we generally look at. Just a moment. So how are you the light of the light? So like how Saranaji began, you are seeing an external object. To see an external object, what is that you need? You need the light, that object, light falling on that object. Then the physical eye is the first level set of instruments or objects that you need. Now, having an eye and the light entering through the eye, is it enough for you to see?
No.
No. The power of the eye has to be there. Some people who are blind have the eye, the physical instrument is there, but something is missing in that. The power of the eye is missing in that. Whatever, the doctors may give 100 of reasons for that, but all of it is essentially summed up as the power of the eye, which is actually offered to you by Surya Devata. So in the Vedantic term, Devata, as you already know, is nothing but Devata is a manifestation of the light only is Devata. There is only that divine, and the divine expressing itself in the form of Surya Devata. Devata means a form of light. So that power of the seeing must be granted in that physical eye. Then only it can see. So the power of the eye is called as Surya Devata. Now, having the object, light falling on it, and the physical eye, is it enough to see then? And the power of the Surya Devata? No. You need the instrument called mind, where it has to be grasped. And now you can see, mind alone, is it enough to grasp correctly? The Devata's blessing, the Chandra Devata's blessing has to be there for the mind to function completely. See, some days you said, some days you may feel gloomy. Some days you may feel elated. So mind goes through all that. But like the Hunnime, like the Purnima, when the mind is fully shining, when the Devata's blessing is fully there, then in that mind, it's all very crystal clear. Otherwise, so confusing, it's not very clear, right? So the blessings of the Chandra Devata has to be there for the mind to grasp. Now, who is the light who is seeing the mind itself? What is the light that is seeing the mind itself? There must be some light, no? Falling on the mind. Not in a physical sense. Not in a physical sense. Not like the physical light. But when you see it in the form of the light, something must be illuminating your screen called mind, no? What is that light that is illuminating the objects in the mind? That is the one who you are. Because that light was not brought about by anybody. That is the light of the awareness. Ultimately, you say, yeah, I know what is this. I understood. I saw this. That I who's seeing, not the E-Y-E, but the I. So you're never a small I. You're always a big I. By seeing in this picture, there's a plus and the minus as an example of some objects or some thoughts coming in the mind. When you see this plus as an example, let's say you're seeing Amboda. So the Amboda object is there, and maybe which is nothing but a thought. And maybe there's a thought that I like Amboda. Who's that I who's liking Amboda? There's a concept of I. So you become a small I. Have you truly become a small I? When you are seeing through that thought, you have gotten into an illusion that you have become that I, small I. But that Amboda goes away. And for a moment, something else comes. Let's say a very repulsive, say, smell. Let's say a next door neighbor is frying some non-veg. Very repulsive, because you may be a katta vegetarian and a repulsive smell, and suddenly the mind takes the form of, I hate that. What nonsense people. How can they kill another animal and eat? That thought may come. And now, that is who you think you have become. A hater of non-veg and people who eat non-veg. Just a moment ago, you were a lover of Amboda. Now you become a hater of non-veg. So like that, constantly, depending upon what you're shining on, the shape and the form of what you're shining on is changing. But you are not what you're shining on. You are the light that is shining. Both these, love and hate. Amboda and non-veg smell. Is this bringing clarity, Shubhaji?
So that is the awareness part.
You are the awareness.
Yeah, okay.
And you are self-illuminating, because there is nothing else that is giving the light other than you to see the thoughts that are coming in the mind, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
So you must be
got
that very source of light.
Mm.
And again, when we keep using the word light, let's not confuse that with the physical light.
Yes.
Yeah, but the light of the awareness. Oh, that smell, I know that smell. I hate this smell. Oh, I love this smell. This is Amboda. Oh, this is non-veg. So where all this cognition is happening, where all this perception is happening, in whose presence all this is happening, how all this can happen without you, who is the very source of that awareness. Amboda doesn't have awareness. Eyes doesn't have awareness. Mind doesn't have awareness. Who is that light of awareness? So from an object that is outside, or seemingly outside, again, the question was, from an object that is outside, how can you arrive at the clarity that you are the light of the light?
Yeah,
So
this
now,
outside also creates the separation part.
another separation. Where is this outside then? Outside of who? Ultimately, it appeared in your awareness then can you truly say it is outside of me? What is that is truly appearing as outside of me? Only when there is a boundary called a body can you feel that, okay, it is outside of me. But as you journey, as you take the journey in here, as awareness, where are you seeing? In the mind. Where is mind? In you. So then where is this world? In you. As what? As simply all these sensations flowing into you through your five senses. So never ever anything has been truly outside of you. You are the one who is sustaining this whole world by giving meaning to the thoughts that are appearing. Mine and others. Like and dislike. Love and hate. Where there is oneness, going back to the talk by Prabhuji, where there is oneness, where there is already a ekatva, that is a reality. The duality is created by giving light to this thought and separating them. You see here, the plus and the minus are separated. Are they truly separated? They're not truly separated. But in your mind, by bringing the separation, you've created a form, you've created a time. Where there is truly no space and time, you have created the illusion of space and time. Because at the fundamental level, a thought, what is the form of the thought? Is the way you think about it. You visualize it. Every word creates an image. So you have given a form, boundary. What is time? Space between two thoughts. This happened first, this is happening next. So truly, is there space and time? Space and time is an illusion. And you are the one who is sustaining that illusion. Nothing wrong. That's the mystery, that's the magic, that's the wonderful nature. But when you're bound through your thoughts to this illusion, you suffer. When you realize you are simply the light that is shining this illusion, wow, what a great mystery. Simply a wow. So it's a ah to a wah. Shivaji, is this bringing clarity?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what is your summary of it? How would you say it?
Sir, mind through Chandra Devata awareness, what is that connection, sir? Surya Devata, I understood.
So when you say mind, just like your eye is a gross instrument, physical instrument. Mind is a subtler instrument.
Okay.
So like how eye needs the power of the Surya Devata, mind also to function, because it's an instrument fundamentally. It also needs the blessing, power. And the Devata of the mind is Chandra.
Even in astrology, Chandra is connected to mind.
Yeah. And that's why, Guru Purnima. So the Guru is like the full moon. Because the mind is now fully blossomed. In the mind, the Purnima is an indication of the completeness. There is no more separation. The mind is no more like the different days of the moon, the crescent moon, right? The moon goes through different phases. The moon goes through different phases. But on the full moon day, it is complete. Means it is fully reflecting the light of the sun. It is not inhibiting anything. But on other days, it is inhibiting. So when there is a separation in the mind, me and the others, it is going to function in a limited way. And when that limitedness goes away, it becomes a full moon. It's fully just simply reflecting what? The light of the sun. So here, what it is reflecting? It is reflecting the self, the divine. So Guru Purnima. So Guru is like that full moon. So no more in that Guru, there is that separation of you and me, mine and others. Only in that being can the power of the self be seen in all its glory. In his presence, you feel the peace. In his presence, you feel the grace flowing. Does that clarify, Arjunji?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you need to have the right mind, or there shouldn't be no mental problem, in which case the person will not be able to comprehend what is
Exactly.
happening.
Eyes are working fine, it's all coming, but the comprehension is deluded.
Yeah.
Why is the comprehension getting deluded? Because the mind is not functioning.
So we can take moon as a metaphor, sun as a metaphor.
In the fundamental sense, there is nothing other than awareness. Awareness is everything, like the example we keep giving. No, in fact, that is the next question. When you make an ornament out of gold, what is the ornament? Nothing but gold only. It cannot be other than gold. You cannot separate gold from the ornament. You cannot separate the mud from the pot. You cannot separate water from the ocean. Like that, everything is that divine awareness only.
Okay.
So, therefore, there is nothing ever that is other than that object only. But that object, when it appears, you, in your mind, give it a name. So therefore, world is a nama rupa only. There is no world except in your mind as nama rupa. The only thing that is ever there is that divine consciousness only.
It's a innondu. Just go back to that this slides, previous slide, questions ittala. How to arrive at the light of lights, understanding from an outside object. Okay. So what I got connected with was the shloka of 11th chapter 12th shloka, which in Bhagavad Gita, which says Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavad Yuga Padatita Yadibhava Sadrisi Sasya Vasastasya Mahatmana Anta ಒಂದು ಇದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಇದೆ.
Yeah, one minute, let's bring up the shloka. That way everybody can see it. So 11th chapter, shloka number?
Shloka number 12.
Divi Surya Sahasrasya
Bhavad Yuga Paduttita
Yadi Bha Sadrushi Sa Syat Bha Sattasya Mahatmana.
ಇದು ಅರ್ಜುನ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ಹೇಳೋದಿತ್ತು. ವಿಶ್ವರೂಪ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು So in this shloka, it's the meaning of the shloka is the effulgence of 1,000 suns is not equal to the brightness what you are having Krishna. Actually, even though Krishna is a subject, Arjuna is looking Krishna as an object here. Hey, nan prakara. And in that object, he is seeing the light. Why that he sees that light which he has not seen earlier? He got so much of clarity. So in the whole process, clarity is the one which gives the light. When you say light, the more and more clearer or clarity we get, the more we become brighter.
Absolutely.
And that clarity shines through the intellect. That is there is a beautiful flow of the eye, the big eye, to the intellect, and that is the one which creates the whole illumination.
Correct. Absolutely. See, when there is no gut problem, motion flows out easily. There is no problem. Otherwise, constipation can happen. Constipation is what? Constipation is some kind of a digestion problem. And why is that happening? Because of my own thinking process. So in a similar way, when we think of the life, we may become constipated. Right, wrong, good, bad, I, you, that's the equivalent of constipation. Otherwise, grace is always flowing. And you are that very source. When you let it shine, like we today also we heard, Neenu minchai, Neenu gudugai, Modagu sannyasi.
Yeah.
Anything more to add, Arjunji, on this question?
Nothing. And talking about this light is also depleted when we have kama, krodha, bhaya, lobha, mada, matsarya. That also depletes the light. So instead of saying that let the light shine through, if I can remove that, that's like a cloud being removed from the sun. That doesn't mean sun is not there. The cloud is covered the sun, and we think that that only darkness exists. So instead of looking for the sun, if you can remove that cloud, I think the light will shine through.
Yeah. Pictorially, if you see, if I'm shining the light on this entire surface, and if it is blocked by this plus or the minus, those are my thoughts.
Right? Oh, even a plus is a thought, sir?
Everything, no. Even plus is a thought.
But that doesn't mean that plus also can deplete the light?
So, okay, the Atma Jnana related thought can remove all other thoughts. So in that sense, when we talk about the plus and the minus here, here we are referring to the likes and the dislikes, the ego-based likes and the dislikes kind of thoughts. So the ego-based likes and dislikes can deplete. They limit. But the egoless thoughts can then let the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. So others may not be aware. I'm handling a situation right now, which I shared in the group yesterday when we had the Bhagavad Gita class. Because it's contextual, I'm just sharing here also. I have got a neighbor. Like I do, I've been asked by my person who helps me with my exercises that you have to climb up the stair, and while coming down, come down by lift, because it's a hamstring issue. Don't walk down the stairs, and only climb up the stairs. 4 floors you climb up. While coming down, come down by lift. So one of the person objected to this and posted on the group, our apartment group, that here is this person who is climbing up the stairs and using the lift and is not doing something effectively and appropriately. He told. Now when this class was going, I got a message from this person. Okay. And I wrote a message in the morning. This is what is the message. Gentleman and noble lady, as a matured person, I am aware of what to do and what not. I am doing this on my physiotherapist's advice. I have been advised not to go to gym or any other form of exercise for 3 months. The reason is I have issue with hamstrings and have been advised only to climb up the stair, and while coming down, use the lift for 10 times a day. Yes, earlier, Anta, I sent a message. So just see the thing. What happened was yesterday I told Vijayji and others that I was so disturbed by this whole message he had sent in the group, and I wanted to really go and hit back at him. But I cooled myself and did that. Okay. Now I get a message from him again. I am not a gentleman, and no one is the noble lady in the apartment. When physiotherapist advise to do this, you can go and do it outside the apartment, and this is not the place to do it. Okay. As an association welfare, I wrote this message. I know you are too smart. Better to show this attitude outside this apartment, not here. Okay. And now what happened was this class is going on, and I get this message. The difference between yesterday and today is I just looked at it as a just game of Maya and just a game, and I just smiled at I'm smiling at it actually. You know? But if not for this, I would have got again upset the whole thing, then the waves would have come and I would have become so upset and written one more mail. So what I'm sharing here is how in the practical reality, this whole thing what we are doing is helping. And I'm only feeling pity for this person because he doesn't have the jnana now. Now he will react if I send a message, which I'm not going to send right now. So I am seeing the fun of this whole thing. And I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that this also is a great help in the real world, real time, and how we can live in effectively. Now, what I'm doing is I'm not getting angry at that person. I'm thanking that person because that person is giving me an insight on how to look at inside me and see what is that I can do to ensure that I am not in the kama, krodha, bhaya, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya. How do I get over that? Now I did not, I have to work on myself now. So this is the beauty of this whole program. That's what I am enjoying.
And fundamentally, Arjunji, in that example, that other person doesn't exist outside of you. That other person is none other than your mind only taking the form of that other person. Because right now, as you're speaking about that other person, there is me as Arjun, there is this other neighbor, right? So both are the forms in the mind. So is the discussion that is happening right now. This whole satsang is happening, and all of us have nothing but different thoughts in your mind. So at any point of time, in that sense, that's why there's a beautiful analogy called Nataka Deepika. Nataka Deepika is the light that illuminates the Rangamantapa, the stage of the drama. So where is the drama happening? Truly, mind. And what is the light that is illuminating? You. And the light has no decisions to make and no affiliations. I like, I don't like. It is the characters who come in the Rangamanchapa. They claim, they fight, they succumb, they feel pity, they feel sorrow, they feel elated. So it's the characters who are coming, but the light is totally unaffected.
So in that case, my ego and my own body and mind also is a character of that.
Absolutely. The so-called ego is itself a thought.
Because as of now, I'm not able to get out. Sorry, because as of now, I'm not able to get out of this fact that he's existing in me. I'm not able to get over the thought.
Because everybody exists in you only. Right now, where do I exist? Right now, where do I exist?
In my mind. In mind.
Isn't it? And how am I appearing to you? Through the sight, through the sound. These are the two ways by which I'm appearing to you. How? Through the internet and the computer that is in front of you. Where is this computer? It's a thought in your mind. So in that screen called mind, you're seeing me. And you can attribute whatever that you want to attribute in your mind to this voice and this sight. Likewise is the neighbor, likewise is Sarananji, likewise is the tree, likewise is the lift. Every little object has never been outside of you. Just one moment, Arjunji, I'll pause it, and there is somebody at the door and I'll come back. My wife is not at home.
But it's a good scenario to discuss how to feel oneness with opposing thoughts.
Yeah, we all go through this scenario, so it's quite interesting how we can solve this.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this today, and like Arjunji brought it up with a real scenario.
And it's happening live. This whole thing is happening live as the class is going on, and my mind is going haywire when they got this message. And I said, okay, calm down, cool down, let's see what can be done. So yesterday was unbelievably tough because so angry I was. I was telling in the group also, we come from a Rajas family. We are all warriors. You know, we are all, the whole generations have been full of fighters and warriors and soldiers. So I said, my thought was go to this person, knock the door and kill him through my words. Kill him, that's it. And I'm good at killing people by words also. Then I will do that, I thought. Then I said, okay. Then I got Prabhuji inside me. I got Kichu. Kichu is one more guru of mine. Both of them I made them to sit in my heart. And I said, now let us see how they will go about. Prabhuji did not react at all. Then I also did not react whole day. But thoughts were now and then coming. When the evening Bhagavad Gita class was there, that time I sat down with the Bhagavad Gita class and got over this whole thing. And today again this thing came up in the morning, this whole message. But now the intensity is low and the kind of duration has become very less.
No, but still, it is like temporarily taking a medicine. It needs to be permanently fixed.
Yeah. See, basically, a long time back, I asked Prabhuji, my son, like used to come to hospital when my wife was admitted for delivery. And she had been 1 month in the hospital and she come regular. And then the date was fixed that Thursday will be the operation. Okay. Thursday will be the operation. And I went to a close friend of mine who is an astrologer for even Azim Premji. So he's a close friend. He's been doing sirring ಇದೆ and Thursday operation cesarean ಇದೆ. Oh, then he looked at that thing and he said, Thursday don't get it on Thursday. Already so many mad people are there in this world. So just you get it on Friday. I'll give you a time. Then Prabhuji came in the evening. Then I told what to do. I'm in confusion. This is what he has done. You know, he said, Arjun, everything in life when you get like this is a crutch. You use the crutch to the extent what is needed when you are disabled. And once you get over that, the problem with people is they use the crutch even after that. They don't know when to give up that crutch. And that mental crutch is the difficult one to give up. The crutches, which physical one, doctors will say, you don't have to use a crutch anymore. You can go ahead and walk. But mental crutch. Then I asked him, what should I do now? Then he said, your mind says that right now you're confused. Go ahead with what the astrologer says and do that. Because tomorrow, if something were to happen to the child, your thought will always be, I should have done this. So you go ahead and do it. And most importantly, the child will come when it has to come to the world. You don't have to do, there's no doership there. If the universal designs and says that child has to come like this, it will come. You can't do anything about it. Such an amazing. So what you said about it's not a permanent cure. Yes, we need to take the crutch right now, because the mind has not completely felt oneness. It is only because it is now. Right now, I am a moon, where the sun like Vijayji and Prabhuji are shining through. When they are not there, moon is not shining. So now I need them. Till I become the sun by myself.
Okay, Vijayji. How do you feel the oneness when there are opposing thoughts, disturbing thoughts?
That's all it is. The recognition is, that's the only answer.
Right, Vijay, I didn't see you. Were you there in the conversation? I don't know.
Yeah. I started hearing after some time.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is really no separation. It all depends upon, see, this light is the one which is shining on this Rangamantapa called the mind. And when this light
you are showing, Vijayji?
Is the screen being shown?
Okay, okay, plus minus.
Okay. When this light is falling on this plus or minus, you have a choice to be aware that right now this light is shining on this plus or minus, and it is also shining everything else. And you are the light that is shining. So it is simple. When the association with the plus or the minus, I am this thought, is when the problem is. There is no other cure. It is very simple. Realize that plus can cause certain changes in the body, that minus can cause certain changes in the body, and you are the one who is noticing the change in the body because of the plus, change in the body because of the minus. You are the one who is noticing everything that is happening in between the plus and the minus, before the plus, during the plus, before the minus, during the minus, after the minus. You are there shining all through.
So how should one respond? Like who is responding?
How do you respond? That's a separate question. But first is recognize that you've never been anything else. It is not that, just because of this session, you're going to become the sun. You've always been the sun. You've never been anything other than that. It is not because I tell that you become that. I'm only a pointer. And the pointer has come because of your own inner deep yearning for that. So pointer is not important. What it is pointing to is important. So recognize that you've never been anything other than that light of awareness. You've always been that.
The issue is, Vijayji, as of now for me, I don't feel that I'm that light right now. Okay. Because you're saying it's a theory for me, okay, it's a good theory. I'm appreciating. Okay, I'm not yet come to the point where I can say, oh, this is the light. Okay, because Prabhuji and you are saying there maybe we are good people and are truthful people, so it may be true. That's not my lived experience.
Yes. So that's why whatever we're discussing, we're not discussing something metaphysical. We're discussing something as simple as amboda, non-veg smell, a neighbor sending a message. We are talking through our day-to-day experiences. And when you see through the day-to-day experience, you are able to see the email coming. You're able to see the thought of whatever, let's say, anger arising. You're able to see how the body felt. You're able to see the message you sent. Whether it's a reaction or a response, that's a separate issue that we will discuss next. But to recognize you are the sun, this experience is enough. The thoughts are arising and coming and going, but you are seeing all this. You are the one in whose presence all of this is happening. So therefore, it is not because I say that you are that light of awareness that one day you will become light of awareness. No, you are already. Tattvatamasi, you are that. Because without that, how can you even recognize this voice that is coming into you? Who's giving meaning to this voice? So you are that very source of knowledge.
Maybe that's why you didn't hit him it. You're already the light. That's why.
No, here what's happened is
So who is
Shubha,
who is him here? He's only one, right?
no, that is a theory. That's a theory.
Not a theory. That is a reality. That is a reality. So if you just simply
That's for your reality, sir. Vijayji, that's for your reality. For me, it's a theory as of now.
Okay. For you also, where is right now that email? Where is truly that email? As a thought in the mind. Correct?
It's not there, no. Because you're there, it's not there. Maybe after this session, it will come like that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I will be sitting for the tree.
Maybe so. But right now it's a memory, right? It's a thought. Right now, what is my voice? Is a thought. What is Saranji? Is a thought. So all these are nothing but forms of the thought that are appearing in your mind. And all that you are ever interacting with what is called as the world is always nothing but form of different thoughts. All of these thoughts are eliminated by you. In your presence, all these thoughts are eliminated. Nothing right or wrong about it. One thought may be like thought, another thought may be dislike thought. It's absolutely fine. It is appearing. First, let us recognize that it is appearing and it is disappearing. In whose presence it is appearing and disappearing? That is you. So that distinction has to be very clear first. So therefore, it is not a theory that you are the light of awareness. It is the very reality at this very moment. There's nothing other than that. Who is recognizing? Who saw this entire streams of sound and made sense out of it? The same streams of sound is going through this computer, but the computer did not acknowledge. The same streams of sound is hitting this wall. The same streams of sound, if it is given to the same small, baby, it will not recognize. But in that baby, the power of recognition is expressing as it grows, right? And that power of expression, that power of recognition, where is that power of recognition? Who is that? What is the source of that power of recognition? It must be you. Without you, how can this entire drama be even recognized? So how to function in the drama, that's a separate question. That's a question that Saranji asked. Should I react or respond? That's a separate question. But is it clear that the drama is happening and you are the light that is in whose presence, in whose light the drama is being seen? Is that clear? Is that a theory or is it clear?
Now, what I can only share now one thing. What was full of muddy water is becoming clearer and clearer. That's it. But is it very clear now? I don't know. I'll have to check it out throughout the day what these messages will do. And then I'll come back next week.
Again, see, you made it conditional. Let's be very clear here. The logic, let's be very clear with this logic. what you just now said is, let's see how the drama plays out. Drama will play out depending upon the impressions. We are not talking about the drama. We are talking about the light that is illuminating the drama.
Yeah, now the presently light is Vijayji now. Beyond that light, I'm not seeing. What light is there, I don't know.
So you just now said, somebody said the light is Vijayji. Beyond that, I don't know. So that something is illuminating both these thoughts, no?
Yeah.
Who's illuminating these thoughts? I am not illuminating that. Vijayji is not illuminating. It is self-illuminating. You are illuminating both these thoughts.
Atma Jyoti.
You are the one who's illuminating. How the drama plays out, that's a separate issue. That depends upon the impressions.
I guess it's the karma that brings the scenarios.
Vijayji, I'm not confronting you. I am confronting my own self inside me, what's going on.
Perfectly fine. Now, that's also fine. What I'm saying is, who's confronting who?
The ego is confronting.
So now the ego is a thought in the mind. The ego is a thought in the mind, right? And the one who is being confronted is in the mind. And somebody called Vijay is a thought in the mind. All the three are nothing but thoughts in the mind. In that Rangamantapa, all the three characters are there now. But ultimately, all the three are actors in the mind. Now you can give the light can simply shine. And the light is simply shining. That's why all the three characters are getting recognized. And you are that light. That's the first distinction. And what you are saying is, depending upon how the rest of the day plays, I will see whether I'm the light or not. That is making it conditional. That's a separate issue. There is no condition attached. You are the light, simple.
Is it that when we add conditions, we don't find solutions?
Exactly. When you become conditioned, you act with the condition. When you remove the condition, right now, right here, you are that very light. It is not that one day you'll become, one day you'll recognize. Right now, right here. When you see through the condition, you become a limited. When you drop the condition, for the moment you keep the condition and you simply see, you are that very light, unconditioned light. And that's why Ramana Maharshi has said in the beginning of the Upadeshasara, we always reflect on that very statement. What is that very statement that Ramana Maharshi has said? Mind is nothing but awareness only. But when you see through the plus and the minus of the mind, that is the limitations. What is unlimited? For the moment, seeing through the small window of the plus and the minus, you are the one who's setting the limitations. And that's why the association with the objects that are appearing in the mind. See here, you are this yellow circle. The blue circle is seen only in the presence of the yellow. Blue has no independent existence. Blue actually does not exist. The objects in the blue do not exist. They are simply appearance and disappearance of thoughts. What is appearing and disappearing has no permanent reality. The only permanent reality is this light that is shining on the Rangamantapa called mind. And that you are. Always. When you're seeing the drama, the forgetfulness has come in as a thought, and you are holding on to the forgetfulness thought, saying that I have forgotten, I don't know, I may not be. Only someone else's, I may not be. That's again a thought. That thought is also appearing in the same stage called mind. And when you keep giving power to that thought grows. Because what thought you give power to in your mind, what thought on which you shine your light, that thought grows. But realize you are this light. Because without that, anything, any thought, how can it ever have a power of life?
ವಿಜಯ್ಜಿ ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೊಡ್ಲಾ?
ಆಯ್ತು.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನಮಸ್ತೆ. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Illuminating session.
Thank you.
Still you are the light, I am not yet the light.
Hari Om.
So that's what Prabhuji says in the other video you shared, right? What you think you become.
Yes. You are the one who's constantly giving power to the thoughts. And you're shaping the so-called world. When let's take a simple example of you being born in this world, so-called being born in this world. As a little baby, you did not have a concept you are a lady or a Indian or a Hindu or whatever else. All of that are nothing but thoughts that have come into you later through your surroundings, which you have given power to, and you have now embraced that. Somebody becomes a girl not because of the body, but because of the thought that is given to them. Some girls, till some age, nobody really curtails them, and depending upon the situation they are in and the people they are with, they behave like that. So you have heard, no? Oh, they behave just like a boy. So it is the thoughts. And a little child has no limitation. So therefore, a little child thinks completely, holistically. And that is what you and I recognize as, wow, what a creative thinking. Because they have not limited by the thoughts. It's unlimited. Later, slowly, they become limited. I'm a boy, I'm a girl, I'm an Indian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, I'm a good, I'm a bad, I'm nice, I'm not nice. All of those are nothing but thoughts. Even now, where is the thought? How are you a lady or a man? By the biology of your body? The biology of the body can be changed. Where are you a lady? Tell me. Are you a lady or are you a man in your finger? Or in your eyes? Or in some other body part? Where are you a lady or a man? It's a fundamentally, here you are a man or a woman or a whatever else you are. So the only question that Vedanta is raising is, are you whatever you've gathered here? Because whatever you gathered here, who is shining the light on that? Who is that whose light is enabling you to see? So then comes the drama. It's perfectly okay to play the role. To be a lady, to be a man, to be a father, to be a husband, to be a Hindu, to be a Muslim, to be whatever nonsense, sorry to say in those words, whatever nonsense that you want to do. Why? Because it is not permanent. Play the game. Because it's a mad, 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 mad world. We think of people in the Nimans as the mad people. Are you and I not mad when I keep thinking only through these limited thoughts that I am that and I am not this? It is just that mad world is limited by some boundary, and we have put a label called Nimans, and it is limited area. And I seem to live in this so-called world, and I am supposed to be a very sane person.
That is visible madness. This is not visible.
so that's why Bhagavad Gita says, for the woken up, the day is like the night, and night is like the day, because they're able to see, "Arey yaar, what I call as the sane world, is it really sane? It is as insane as the other so-called insane place called Hospital Nimans." So the only sanity is seeing the insanity of my own thoughts and giving the permanency or the permanent existence to the thoughts. That is the height of insanity.
I want to return back to that response and like the situation and the response. So is it right to say that the situation, the scenarios that appear in me, there's nothing outside me, in me, is based on the prarabdha karma, and if I respond without the new acquired jnana, I'm going to be responding based on my vasanas, right? Like a situation disturbs me, I get angry, upset, shout, yell, and go punch someone, if that is my vasana. Now the purpose is to learn that it is not outside me, and so not to get disturbed and just see it and like understand, know that it's know that it's a passing cloud, and so change the vasana itself, and then like that basically resets the karma, prarabdha karma, and these disturbing scenarios do not occur again.
Situations will continue to come.
Even if I am clear,
so it is not that there is no financial questions that come up in front of Prabhuji. Not that health situations do not come up in front of Prabhuji. Just because you are a jnani and you found the liberation doesn't mean that situations don't come. Situations are situations, and the whole wonderful mysterious nature of life is because of situations. For a moment, let's erase.
Life is, I would say, equal to situation. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The exuberance of life is only because of the situation.
Yeah, yeah,
If there was no game, my God, it will be so dull.
Okay.
So
how do you like?
the only thing is how you are playing the game. That is the only
Yeah,
difference.
that is where, so I try to apply this. Do play as per dharma. What is my dharma? I don't cause any harm, or I help. But what if, but the situation may not be that. The situation may play out without that dharma, I think. Right? Like, for example, for Arjunji, someone said like, "Hey, you are mad. You don't know what you're talking," something like that. Now that situation didn't play as per dharma, right?
Okay,
And
let's understand dharma here. Let's understand dharma here. It is incorrect to say situation did not play according to dharma. Dharma means what? Dharma means it is truth in action. Dharma is not something that is something that you can point at and say, look, this is dharma. Dharma is essentially, let me ask this simple question. When somebody hits you, do you feel the pain?
Yes.
Is it nice for you to feel the pain? Do you like that
No.
sensation? No. Then is it not just simple common sense that I should not be doing that to the others?
Yes.
As simple as that. That is dharma.
Yes.
Okay, now this does not require long comprehension, right?
Yeah.
So dharma is simply, how do I act? How do I act? When I act in accordance to dharma, then I will be guaranteed the result, which is health, happiness, peace. That is what is dharma means.
Yes.
So
That's
any
clear.
action that does not leave an impression must be dharmic. Okay. So then when you go into the root of it, what doesn't leave an impression? When you have offered something like a karpura, it doesn't leave impression. Whenever you have held something back and offered, what is in it for me? What am I going to give? Then it has left an impression. I am donating so much money. Let me see how much punya I get. You have held something here. That's why that great story, why Karna is great. Arjuna asks Krishna, and Krishna illustrates through an example. Next day, there is a mountain of gold, and asks Arjuna, donate it. He is donating, asks everybody to come, and he's donating. By the end of the day, only that much is gone, and so much more is left. Next day, same test to Karna. Karna calls some two people walking by. Come, this is yours. Do whatever you like. He walks away. Karpura Gauram. So when you offer any action for the benefit of the others, fundamentally that is dharma. So now coming back to the particular situation.
Scenario where
Particular scenario.
appearing in me. It's not starting in me, but it appeared.
Right? So now, how are you responding?
Yes.
So you have to take an action. So for example, this person has sent an email and maybe a legal notice and saying that you have to respond. Respond. If the person is simply like, you're walking in the road and the dogs are barking, ignore if you want to. Both the choices are with you. So when you act consciously, which means that you know what choice you're making, you know what is the likely outcome, then it simply becomes a response. When you simply act without realizing what is the outcome, what is the potential consequence of that particular action, you may be reacting. As a child, you have learned your response only through reacting. It is not that you had all the knowledge. So it's a model that is continuously becoming better and better. But realize that you are not angry, you are not upset, you are not anxious. Realize that the thought of anxiety, the thought of anger, the thought of worry is appearing and disappearing. You are none of that. As long as that simple realization is there, then what you do with the drama is entirely your choice. In the drama, you may appear to be sad. In the drama, you may appear to be angry. In the drama, you may appear to be totally ignorant. So be it. How does it matter?
But isn't that not taking responsibility? Like, let's say I got angry for a situation and I ended up yelling. And then after a minute, I said, you know what? Hey, I am Brahman here. The mind got disturbed. The body mind yelled, and like I just watched. Can I say that?
Then to whoever you yelled, they may come back and yell at you. Are you able to see their yelling also in the same way?
No, only after a while, not at that moment.
If you are able to see that your body and mind is yelling, and that so-called other body and mind, which is also fundamentally within you. So it's two sides of your own mind fighting with each other. There is no other. It is fundamentally dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Pandavas, Kauravas, and they're fighting. And Dhritarashtra is another thought, and he's simply asking, what happened to, because he has some association to some part of his thoughts, and he is disliked to some parts of his thoughts. Kimakurvata Sanjaya, where is Sanjaya? Here. Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, Kauravas, Pandavas, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, all are gathered here. Ah, what a wonderful drama. For Krishna, it is an excellent drama. For Dhritarashtra, Ayyo Rama. Ayyo is his response. Aha is Krishna's response. So when there is no other, how does your action appear in the world? You simply have no sense of ownership.
Yeah, it's a big change in how one looks at.
Because then Karpura, the way of offering as like a Karpura is not an effort. Because that is your very nature. Your very nature is to simply offer. God is a giver. And the giver is you. That is your true nature.
Yes.
Shall we go back to another drama? In this session and go back to another drama?
Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, impermanence to permanence. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace.
You've always been complete. You've never been incomplete. Completeness is the only reality.
ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I am pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is the recognition of truth. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. We worship the three-eyed one who is fragrant and who nourishes all. Like the fruit falls off from the bondage of the stem, may we be liberated from death, from mortality. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Saravananji.
Thank you, Saravanji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. That was a wonderful session, actually. Very practical. Thank you, sir.
Every minute has to become.
Thank you.
Then only like Arjunji said, sun will be always shining. It cannot shine once a week.
Yes.
It is always shining.
Shining. Yes.
I just have to see.
Yes.
Hari Om.
Okay.
Hari Om, sir. Thank you.